Hadad was one of the most important deities in the ancient Semitic pantheon, particularly in the cultures of the ancient Near East, including the Canaanites, Syrians, and Mesopotamians. A god of storms, thunder, and rain, Hadad played a central role in the religious life of these ancient peoples, who depended on the weather for both their survival and prosperity. His worship spanned several regions and cultures, and he was often considered one of the great gods of the storm, embodying the power and unpredictability of the natural world. In Canaanite religion, Hadad was closely associated with the forces of nature, especially the storms that brought much-needed rain to the arid landscapes of the Levant. As a storm god, he was believed to have control over the weather, and his power was seen in the life-giving rains that fertilized crops, as well as in the destructive storms that could ravage lands. His connection to fertility was also significant, as the rain that he controlled was crucial for agriculture. In a world where the cycles of nature dictated the success or failure of a civilization, Hadad's ability to bring rain was considered essential for life, prosperity, and growth. Hadad's name itself is believed to derive from the Semitic root meaning to strike or to smite, a reference to his powerful thunder and lightning, which were seen as expressions of his might and divine wrath. He was often depicted wielding a mace or a thunderbolt, emphasizing his dominance over the natural forces. In art and iconography, Hadad is frequently shown riding a chariot drawn by 4 horses, another symbol of his power and swiftness as he moved across the sky, bringing storms with him. This image of a powerful, mobile deity reinforced the perception of Hadad as a god who could control and command the forces of nature at will. The most well-known mythological narrative involving Hadad comes from the Ugaritic texts, where he is featured in the Baal cycle, a collection of stories that detail the exploits and struggles of the Canaanite gods. In this myth, Hadad plays a key role in the battle between Baal, the storm god of fertility, and Yam, the god of the sea and chaos. As Baal's ally, Hadad helps to defeat Yam, symbolizing the victory of order over chaos, fertility over destruction. This myth underscores the importance of Hadad in Canaanite religion, as he was seen as an essential figure in maintaining the cosmic balance that allowed the world to thrive. Hadad's role was not limited to just the Canaanites. In Mesopotamian mythology, he was worshipped as Haddad, a major god in the Akkadian pantheon, and was considered a deity of agriculture and protection. In the ancient city of Mari, for example, Hadad was one of the principal gods, and his worship included rituals designed to ensure the fertility of the land and to protect the city from destruction. Similarly, in Syrian religion, Hadad was also revered as a protector god, and his cult spread across the entire region. His worship in these cultures was often associated with the themes of kingship and divine protection. Kings and rulers frequently invoked Hadad's name in inscriptions, asking for his blessing in battle and for his protection over their cities and lands. It was common for rulers to dedicate monumental temples or statues to Hadad, hoping to secure his favor and ensure the stability and success of their reigns. His power to bring both life and destruction made him a deity of great importance in the lives of these rulers, as his favor was seen as directly tied to the prosperity and well-being of their kingdoms. Hadad's influence extended beyond the realm of nature and kingship. As a god of storms, he also symbolized the forces of war and destruction. In many ancient cultures, storm gods were seen as warriors, capable of bringing divine wrath down upon the enemies of the people. This aspect of Hadad's character is reflected in his depictions as a warrior god, often armed with a weapon like a mace or a thunderbolt. In times of conflict, people would turn to Hadad, seeking his aid in battle and his power to defeat their enemies. However, Hadad was also seen as a force of renewal. The storms he brought were not only destructive but also rejuvenating, bringing rain to parched lands and ensuring the fertility of the earth. This dual nature of destruction and renewal was a central aspect of his worship, and it reflected the ancient understanding that life and death, creation and destruction, were intertwined in the natural world. As time passed and the political and religious landscapes of the ancient Near East changed, Hadad's influence waned. With the rise of other major empires and the spread of new religious practices, his worship eventually faded, and his temples were abandoned. However, Haddad's legacy continues to resonate in the ancient myths and stories that have survived through the centuries. His role as a storm god, a deity of fertility and destruction, and a protector of kings and cities, highlights the complex and dynamic nature of ancient religious beliefs, where gods were not just abstract figures but active, powerful forces that shaped the natural world and the fate of human beings. Today, Hadad stands as a symbol of the ancient people's deep connection to the natural world and their understanding of the divine forces that governed their lives. His myths remind us of the unpredictable power of the elements, the importance of balance between creation and destruction, and the vital role that deities like Hadad played in the survival and prosperity of ancient civilizations.